just a real bang and, you know, club style.
Definitely gets you moving, for sure.
Yeah, for real, man, for real.
So, what was the... I know you said a lot of students came down and supported you, but did, say, people from the black community come down and support you as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, we had our regular Coventry people used to come there, but I think what it was back in them days, the students never used to come out to, like, say we had Vine Street or the West Indian Club and them kind of places. They never used to come.
Okay.
Right? And then because this club was in town, it was like central and it was a nice little wine bar kind of place, and people started hearing about it. And we just got such a great response from the student population. Then after that, they started coming to Club Release when we started Club Release and all these different places. And then it just set me off because from TP Woods, I started a club called Club Release.
Yeah.
And I was the resident DJ there for 10 years.
Wow.
From 97 to 2007. And if you ask anybody about Club Release back in the day, you know what I mean, they'll know that Friday and Saturday nights was the place to be in Coventry. You know what I mean? Everybody went there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we had some good times.
Okay, so even when you was playing garage and jungle, would you also mix it up every now and then? Put a bit of soul in, a bit of reggae?
Yeah, of course, yeah. We mixed up all the music on the night. It was a very versatile night, you get me?
Okay.
But they were the genres of music which were out at the time. You know what I mean? I mean, I would drop some reggae, I would drop some lovers, I would drop some bashment, I would drop some R&B for the ladies, I would drop some jungle or garage for that kind of crew. And it's a bit like now, even at this age, this big age that I am now, if I'm doing a party and it's like a mixed party and it's, you know, I've got big people, young people, I would try and give everybody a bit of something, you know what I mean? So if you're over 50 and you want to hear some old-time revival, I'll give you that. But if you're 18 or you're 20 and you want to hear some grime and some house or something like that, I can play that for you as well. So it's not a biggie, you know.
So in regards to music, do you think the message or the quality of the music's changed, or what do you think about it?
I think when I was growing up, the music was fun, but it was also a lot more conscious.
Okay.
I think that we liked positive reggae music, I mean, and a lot of lovers rock reggae music.
Yeah.
I think that nowadays, I mean, there are still positive vibes within the reggae community, of course. I just feel that it was probably more prominent when I was growing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was the thing, and lovers rock was such a big music when I was growing up. You know, you play lovers rock in a dance, as soon as a DJ or the soundman would put on a lovers rock, man and woman, bam, together, have a little one dance, and, you know, everything nice, you know what I mean? But now, if I'm playing somewhere now and I'm playing, and if it's not a big people dance, you know, it's hard to get man and woman to dance together if they haven't come out together.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I don't know what, the man, I don't know. And sometimes a man don't want to take the shame of going over to ask a woman for a dance and get blown out in front of her friends and everybody, you know, because some women are hard when it comes to them. You know what I mean? You walk all the way across the dance floor, you're looking cool, and you said to her, "Excuse me, baby, man, me and you have a one dance," and she says, "No." And you have to take the walk of shame back to your friend. Your friends are laughing at you. Wow. But you know, back in the day, it wasn't really like that. So you know.
Yeah. So for me personally, I've noticed. Well, obviously we're from Coventry. It's really difficult to get people to dance unless it's tunes that have been out for a very long time. Okay. What do you think?
Kat, that's a great question. Right. That is seriously, that is a great question. And back in the day, people always used to say that Coventry were backward.
Okay.
They used to say that. Out of town people used to say, Coventry, you're backward, man. They're backward when it comes to music. And the reason why, and I understand, and it's only when I started radio is when I understand that, is because I think what it is, everybody knows the old stuff, whether you go north, south, east or west, but you see, new music has got to be brought to you. There's so much great new music out there, which is coming out, Jamaica, right here in the UK, you know what I mean, from all over the place, Africa, But when you play new music in a dance now, it's like the people just don't want to hear it. You know, they're not, you know, because they don't know it. They don't want to, you know, put their heads down. And that has got a lot to do with radio.
Okay.
Because if the people are not listening to the radio and not hearing new music on the radio, they're never going to know these songs.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Coventry kind of lacked for many years because we didn't have radio stations like, say, Birmingham did.
Yeah.
You know, Birmingham had PCRL from the 80s and right through to Sting Them and then all these other different stations. And you could hear different DJs, different presenters, different shows, hearing all the latest music. So when you went to a dance in Birmingham and the DJ dropped a latest song from Jacure, bam, you'd know it straight away because they listened to the radio. And Coventry, we never had that. So I understand to a certain extent why we are a bit, but you know, sometimes people don't want to get to know music. I remember Taurus Riley first came out with She's Royal. I was at the West Indian Club. I'll never forget it. And I got this song, and I know how big this song was because we were playing it on the radio. And I dropped it exclusively in the West Indian Club this night, man. And I was telling people, watch out for this song. This song's going to be a big song. And I played She's Royal. And everybody just sort of like looked around and not hardly danced. And I thought, and I tried telling people, look, trust me, believe me, this song's going to be big. Nobody hardly danced. You know what I mean? About 6 weeks later, everybody wanted to know about Taurus Riley and whole day of Garnet Silk songs. But from his first album, Garnet, I just love that song. It was a real rubber dub, nice kind of one drop kind of song, and one of my favourites.
Wow, I like that song as well, as you probably could have guessed.
Yeah.
So when you've done radio, you've seen Garnet Silk, all these amazing things. You also was on Hills FM in Coventry.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so well, what a lot of people don't know, and I did the very, very, very first show on Hills FM in Coventry.
Wow.
Back in 2004, 2005. Okay, where the Hills FM's building is now, it never used to be there. It used to be round the corner at the old bank.
Okay.
Yeah, and Gino was in charge at the time then, and it was internet at the time.
Okay.
It just got internet, and Gino asked me to do a show, and I did the show, and it was a good show. But obviously, I was committed to Sting in Birmingham, and Hills hadn't really taken off. But then Hills asked me again back in 2011 if I would come on to the station and you know, do a show, a regular show. And I did for about 3 years. So I did the breakfast show 2 mornings a week on Hills FM.
Wow. Yeah. I remember listening to you. I think you were one of the first DJs I listened to.
Yeah, that's where I first met you properly, you know what I mean? When you were doing your show there,
But I used to like watch you, listen to you, and some of the things I used to try and, I suppose, copy in some respect because I was trying to learn myself. So it would be yourself, Araby and Scooby, Williams Brothers, that I would really kind of copy and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I suppose you're one of my inspirations, man.
Well, thank you. But I don't think you should. I don't think you should copy anybody. Though you can learn from other people, but always have your own style and your own way of broadcasting and presenting. You know what I mean? But
But at the time when you're practicing,
of course,
then you know you're looking at the DJ, seeing what they do, how they do things, and then, like you were one of the ones I used to like see if I could do it, see how it goes and stuff like that.
Thank you, Kat.
No worries. So now you've got your own radio station.
Yeah.
So tell us how that come about.
Okay, well, if I be honest, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to, you know, because whilst I was on the Hills, a guy who was part of the management team there asked me to come on the station, and the reason he asked me to come on there, he said he wanted a little bit more professionalism on the station. And I mean, there was a few good DJs on there at the time, but wanted a bit more professionalism. So he asked me, and I said, yeah, I'd go on there. And so basically, you know, I had a few ideas and certain things and blah, blah, blah. I felt that a lot of the stuff that I was saying wasn't really being taken serious, and a bit negative response from some of the management at the time. And then I just thought to myself, you know, if you want to do something, you got to do it by yourself. You know what I mean? And obviously Hills was an FM station, and still is. And but the way I sort of looked at it was that the way technology is and the way people are doing things now, you know, I can do an internet radio station because they don't just give you FM licenses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I thought about it and I thought, maybe I'll just do a pirate thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is possible to do that as well. But then I thought, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to try and do this thing legally and properly. You know what I mean? Because I've worked with community pirate radio station before. So I thought, yeah, okay. So I started the internet radio station. I had a bit of help. I want to big up Mike as well, who helped me in the beginning. And, you know, and we started this thing off. And here we are 3 and a bit years later.
Yeah.
We've just gone from strength to strength. We've had some great DJs on this station doing some great shows. We've grown in our listenership.
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning it was hard, but because of the way the internet is now and the way people are listening to radio shows on their phones, on their tablets, on their laptops and stuff like that, you don't necessarily have to have the FM. I mean, it's handy to have the FM when you're driving in your car, but a lot of new cars now have Bluetooth, so you can listen to the internet stations on your Bluetooth in your car. So it's not a problem, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I found is that over the last 3 and a bit years, we've been doing some good things. I've got a great team of presenters here on this station, and we're just going from strength to strength as each week, every day goes by. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So and I've also got to pick up you as well.
Well,
you know what I mean? Because you know, you've been great since you've been on the station. So and learned so much as well.
Thank you. So what made you call it Arawak? I can kind of guess, but you know.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm born and grown in this city of Coventry.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very influenced and proud of my Jamaican upbringing.
Yeah.
Yeah. My father come from Portland, Jamaica. My mother come from Cent'town.
Yeah.
Just round the corner from Bob Marley. So I'm very, very proud of my Jamaican roots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Arawak are in the indigenous people of Jamaica.
Yeah.
Alongside the Taino Indians and Arawak Indians who came from South America, and they were the first inhabitants of the island of Jamaica. They lived there long before, just like the Aborigines were there long before anybody else. And the Red Indians in America, the Taino and the Arawak were the first people there. So when I hear Christopher Columbus saying that he discovered Jamaica, I just say, well, how can you discover somewhere that's already inhabited?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So I just felt that I wanted it something to do with Jamaica, and Arawak was, there was a record label called Arawak. You know what I mean? Blacklisted, Black Friday, Black Sheep, Black, everything is bad, is black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm saying that black is beautiful, man. That's what Chronix is saying. So yeah.
Definitely. So I know you've interviewed a whole heap of people, a lot of people. What was a highlight interview for you? Or a festival, or anything that's been a highlight for you?
Well, you know, over the years, I've been fortunate to interview some of the biggest reggae artists, from Barry Salmon to Gregory Isaac, Dennis Brown, you know, Sugar Minot, you know, all of the big artists, and Morgan Heritage, they've all, Taurus Riley, they've all passed through the studio at some stage. And even just a couple of weeks ago, we had Bob Marley's son, Julian Marley, here. But I think Sir John Holt, when I interviewed John Holt, because his brother lives here in Coventry, Ozzy Holt, and the family connection, we met John when we were younger as well, you know what I mean? It was really nice, and it was a pleasant interview, and we had a lot of joke in the studio that day he came. And also Marcy Griffiths as well. She was very humble as well. Yeah. You know, doing her, so yeah. But so many.
Wow. So we're coming to the last 2 minutes or so of the show. Any last words you want to say to the people out there that are listening to you?
I just want to big up everybody that takes time to log on to this radio station. It's been a struggle for us to get where we are today, but when I see people, when I hear people listening to our shows, making comments on social media and stuff like that, that's when I feel blessed. And I feel humble, and I think we must be doing something right here. You know what I mean? We may not be on the FM band like other stations, but I think we're positive. We're doing good music, and we're spreading reggae music right here in the city of Coventry. So all I can say is keep listening, people.
Wicked. Hope they all listen every single time.
Oh, you mean, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely.
So you've got a last song to play. What's
Yeah.
this last song?
Okay, well, you know, I couldn't come here and don't play a song from Marley. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
of course.
Marley was my inspiration growing up as a child, and even today, he still is. Bob sang so many great songs
Yeah.
over the years, but anybody that knows me will know that my favorite Bob Marley song of all time is this.